Well, it's 9:30, so I think we can get started. Mike, you agree? Yeah? All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you guys are. I'm so pleased to welcome you to our Strategic Leadership and Governance Interest Group annual business meeting, which, as you all know, we were supposed to be together in London, and unfortunately we're not. But really, I'm grateful that we're able to do this virtually and be able to be together. So just in terms of the agenda for our meeting, I know we had promised that it would be around 30 minutes, and there was one email that went out that said 90, and I promise we're not going to take up an hour and a half of your time, but we will try to keep this to around 30 minutes. And in terms of our agenda, Mike, I might have to have him do it. In terms of our agenda, we're going to be talking through our current leadership, overviewing what the virtual conference is going to look like. Oh, and by the way, I'll introduce us in just a second. I'll introduce ourselves along with our whole leadership team. We'll talk through the pre-conference activities that are coming up along with our overall conference program. Then we have a number of awards, folks that we want to recognize, including our outstanding reviewers, best papers as always, and note a couple folks that have made outstanding contributions, not just to our own IG, but also to SMS overall, and present a special award. We'll talk about elections and open it up for discussion, any questions and comments that you guys have. So in terms of our current...
Do we want to start recording?
You got it, Robin?
It's recording.
Okay, great. All right, so our current leadership team. Mike, if you'll. Thank you. I'm Christy Shropshire from Arizona State W.P. Carey School of Business, and this has been an awesome year as your chair. I'll explain in a couple slides what the leadership track is, but this is the year that I really got to support anyone that needed help, because really the stars of the show this year were Mike Manor, our program chair, and Aaron Hill, our associate program chair, who really do all of the work in getting this virtual program together. So want to give them thanks and our gratitude for all the effort that they've put into it. And Scott Graffin, who has rolled off the 3-year leadership track and so now is serving as our engagement officer. Our reps at large currently the 2nd year, finishing up their term as a representative at large. Siku Burmese, Joanna Campbell, Jorg Wernicke, and then our 1st year reps at large who will continue on for next year, Andy Koenig, Toya Miller, and Abby Oliver. All right, so a bit of an overview for our virtual conference program. I believe, and I didn't confirm this before, but I just think in general, maybe our numbers are down a little bit for SMS overall, given the incredible unprecedented situation that we're dealing with this year. But that being said, we actually still do have more new members. We have a number of new members that have joined us this year. And we had outstanding growth last year. So we had 12% growth from 2018 to 2019. And we're down a little bit year to date, but we do have some new folks that have joined us. So welcome to our new members. Thank you for everyone that's sticking with us and able to see us through this virtual year in hopes that we can be back together in person next year. I'll hand it over to Mike to talk about the proposals and the papers on the conference for this year, and then Aaron will talk about reviewers.
Great, thanks, Christy. So we had robust demand for our IG this year. The 2nd most submissions across all of the interest groups in SMS, which is up from 4th the year prior. It'll be interesting to compare that to the number of reviewers, because by size and by reviewers, we're not quite as large as we are in terms of excitement among authors to send their work to our IG. So it indicates that there's a lot of scholarly interest in our area. We were about 10% of the total conference submissions, up a little bit from last year. It was significantly more difficult to get into the conference program this year than last year. This year we had 62 proposals accepted, which was about a 39% acceptance rate, which was down quite a bit from last year, which was maybe in the 60s in terms of acceptance rate. We have 18 conference sessions on the books, and 4 of those are joint, one each with the entrepreneurship IG, the strategy process IG, the global strategy IG, and the stakeholder IG, indicating nice kind of connections between the work that folks in our IG are doing together with others across the SMS. So with that, I'll hand it over to Aaron, who will talk a little bit about the reviewers. Aaron, you there?
Yes. Okay. So thank you all for reviewing. Unfortunately, our overall numbers are a little bit down relative to other interest groups. So consider this a plug for next year that we do need people to help review. We had about 50% invitation yield rate. So that's not bad, but we could certainly do better. So consider that a plug, and thank you to our 8 emergency reviewers for stepping up and doing extra. The review process definitely helps us with decisions, but also helps people advance their research. So it's very much thanked.
All right, Aaron also organized the pre-conference activities for Saturday and Sunday. So Aaron, you want to talk about these?
Yes, our Saturday pre-conference, we're partnering with the Behavioral Strategy IG and Jerry McNamara, who also, of course, crosses over into our IG and has been very active in strategic leadership. So we're partnering across behavioral. There's a number of, for example, Craig Crossland, who was one of our former officers, is a rep at large there. So a lot of synergies across the 2 IGs, and we're putting together a pre-conference junior faculty and PhD workshop. We've reached our capacity. We actually allowed 1 extra person to sign up, so that should read 46, and that's up from 23 last year. So the virtual has probably increased our ability to extend opportunities to people, which is fantastic. As part of the, go ahead, Mike. As part of our Saturday, we have 3 panels lined up. The first is a panel of emerging SMS scholars, and thank you to Abby Oliver, who is a first-year rep. She'll be the moderator. Some of these people these are mostly people who have strategic leadership ties or behavioral ties, but not entirely. So you'll get a nice wide breadth of insights from people who won the past Emerging Scholar Award. Go ahead, Mike. Our second panel is an editor's panel. We have all of our major journals represented by an editor or associate editor. So you get some insights, for example, into Org Science, AMR, Administrative Science Quarterly, Journal Management, SMJ, AMJ, etc. So again, a number of these people have direct ties to strategic leadership, but also some ties to behavioral and other IGs. So an awesome opportunity to get feedback from experienced scholars who are making decisions on our behalf. And then our third part of the panel is roundtable submissions. And there's a number of scholars here at various career stages who will offer different insights on different career issues throughout the day. So we'd like to thank all of our panelists, both the emerging scholars, the editors, as well as our discussion hosts of the roundtables for giving their time so frequently. This is a volunteer organization, but it doesn't really run without people actually taking the opportunity to volunteer. So thank you everyone for being willing to help us offer this service to our junior colleagues. Then our Sunday sessions, thank you, Mike. I should have said that. Our Sunday sessions, we have 3 hour-long sessions. You're free to attend these if you sign up for the conference. The first one covers stigma, scandals, and legitimization. And that is, we co-sponsor across IGs for this. So you get strategic leadership as well as ties in with this one, for example, stakeholder strategy. We have a tie-in with strategic human capital with different perspectives on selection. And then lastly, we have a tie-in with behavioral strategy, again, looking at methods and data sources to unlock the black box across our research streams. And again, these are primarily organized, you'll see here, session chairs, and they recruit the panelists. So if you're wondering how you can get involved, one way to do so is to work with typically the reps at large to put together a Sunday session or to volunteer for our Saturday session. So we're always looking for people to help with reviewing, but as well as putting together innovative sessions. So thank you in particular to Maria, Rita, and Georg for organizing Stigma, Scandals, and Legitimization, DJ Shepker for organizing the human capital selection, and Tessa Resendez for taking the lead on the measurement thing. And thank you to all the panelists. I know a number of you on the call are serving in that capacity. So thank you very much. Go ahead, Mike. So long-winded here for me. I apologize, but we're going to get through a couple other things. One of the tasks of the associate program chair is to select the outstanding reviewer awards. So there are 339 submitted reviews, and actually we do a double blind process. So the program chair identifies, since he's selecting the recipients, identifies top quality reviews. Those are sent on to the associate program chair, which is me, to select 10 finalists. Those 10 finalists are then sent on to our 3 first-year reps at large. They rate individuals based upon the top 4 in their estimation reviews, and the top scoring reviews were identified. In this case, we had 7 outstanding reviewers. One person was recognized as 2 individual high-quality reviews, and there were 2 co-reviewers of the awards of the year because their total points were tied. So our 7 outstanding reviewers were, drum roll. Thank you to Radina, Joanna, Chun Hu, Indrajit, DJ, Georg, and Bob Wiseman. You were the top 9 semifinalists for Reviewer of the Year. So you'll be receiving an Outstanding Reviewer Award from SMS. So thank you very much. And our finalists, who are our 2 co-reviewers of the year are, thank you to John Busenbark and Ilaria Orlandi. They were essentially tied for the Reviewer of the Year award with the total value of their points. So thank you very much. But really thank you to all reviewers for submitting high quality feedback so that people who submit to SMS can help advance their research well before the conference. So a round of applause specifically to our outstanding reviewers, as well as our Reviewers of the Year, and a thank you to all reviewers.
I'm not muted, so I have to golf clap.
That's right.
All right, so next I'll talk about the Best Paper Award. As I mentioned earlier, we had 62 accepted proposals this year, and we followed a similar process for identifying the best paper as what we used for the Reviewers of the Year. So this included during the review process, when all of you were doing the great reviews that you did for the competitive program, a number of you identified proposals that you thought should be considered for awards. And so thank you very much for doing that. In the future, feel free to use those. Those are very useful tags. There are 2 different ones. One is for best paper, and one is for innovative methods or particularly interesting methods that folks have used. Those also help our IG to identify papers that we will then nominate for SMS-wide awards. And so some of you were involved in that process in putting together full papers for competitive review. For our IG, we ran an independent process from the SMS-wide process where we took, we looked at all of the proposals that were nominated by a reviewer, and then also based on the scoring during the competitive program review, the top scoring proposals, and then kind of looked at all of those together and identified finalists from among that set. And then, so my job was to pick 5 finalists from that nominated set and the top performing in our reviews. And then I sent those blinded proposals, the actual proposals, the 7-pagers that were sent in for the conference, to the 3 second-year reps at large, who did a similar rating process, read all of them, and then identified their top three, and their top one got 3 points, their second place got 2, their third place received 1 point. Then we tallied up the totals. We also removed officers from these processes because we want these to be recognizing our membership. And so with that, we have 2 runner-up awards. So congratulations to Rob Campbell, Cole Short, and Scott Graffin for their work on CEO sense of humor and organizational ambidexterity. And congratulations to Lindsay Yonish, Chi-Han Lee, Steve Bovey, and Mike Withers for their work on Savior or Destroyer, examining the influence of shareholder activism on boards. So these 2 were both among the top 3 rated from the competitive program and considered for top awards. And then the #1 winner for our division, or for our IG this year, was a social role theory perspective of managers and financial analysts' interactions in earnings calls, which was co-authored by John Busenbark, Marie Mitchell, and Farhan Iqbal. So congratulations to all of the winners. We were very impressed with your work, and there was a lot of excitement about all of the winners this year. So great job to each of you. I know many of you are on the call. All right, I'll hand it back over to Christy to talk about outstanding service, leadership, and some of the members of our IG that have been recognized with SMS-wide awards.
Great, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Aaron, both for, again, all the work that you put into this review process and identifying award winners for this year. We wanted to go beyond what we've done typically in the past to also recognize some outstanding service, leadership, and scholarship from within our organization. And I just want to note, we're taking time this year to go over some of the processes underlying these awards and the general process for review and proposals and all that, so that we can be transparent and you guys can also see how you all have opportunities to get more involved. You've already heard that as a theme, and how you can put yourself on the track to win some of these awards as well. So the first award that we want to recognize today, Mike, is a recognition of service and leadership, a special award to Cindy Devers, who has been instrumental in building our IG. Unfortunately, Cindy couldn't be with us today because she's all helping other people, and not surprised at all that she's out helping elsewhere. But we did want to note what an outstanding job she's done at building our IG and serving and really being the whole package of what we think about for scholarship. She is the Lawrence Foraker Professor in Business at Texas A&M. She previously served as a rep at large and then was on the 3-year leadership track, served as our engagement officer for multiple years as she worked to build the membership in our IG. As some of you may remember, she was one of the organizers for our SMS special conference in Las Vegas. And we think the world of Cindy. She has been an advisor, a promoter, a friend of our IG. When we were talking about recognizing her this year, Aaron wrote in about her contributions to this IG before, during, and after her term have been so significant, including her work as an engagement officer that really has kind of defined that role for our IG. And Mike added that she's been a thought leader in our field and served the IG in teaching, that really she's the triple threat scholar in terms of outreach, service, mentoring, scholarship, teaching PhD students. And so to all those words, I want to echo our deep gratitude to Cindy for really her relentless support and encouragement to our IG and its membership. So thank you, Cindy.
So building on that, serving in our IG takes a lot of work. For those of you that have done this work in the past, many of you are on the call. We are thankful for all of the work that you did to get us to this point. And Christy has been a devoted and tireless leader for the last 3 years, serving in the associate program chair role, the program chair role, and now the IG leadership role. Prior to that, she was a rep at large. She's done extensive reviewing for the IG over many years. She was a track chair for the special conference in Las Vegas. And the things that you guys don't see are just the degree to which she's a tireless advocate and community builder for our IG. She works with Robin and Anna and the SMS leadership, and she looks for ways, she's really quite innovative in looking for ways to build community. We're all distributed throughout the world, and she's really great at pulling people together. So we want to recognize her for her devoted service over the last few years, and look forward to, although she is moving on from her role, that we will continue to work with her over the coming years. So thanks, Christy.
Thank you, Mike. Serving this IG is a real honor, and I hope everyone will continue to become more involved. We wanted to take a minute to also recognize an outstanding award that came to one of our members. So most of you have probably seen in the last few months that Ryan Krause from TCU, who has previously served as a rep at large for our interest group, was recognized by the Broad Strategic Management Society as the winner of this year's Emerging Scholar Award. So I'm sure we're all very familiar with Ryan's work, and it's just amazing to note how quickly he has built an incredible profile as a scholar, and also does outstanding work really in every role that he's asked to fill. So we wanted to take a minute to introduce the 2020 Emerging Scholar and try to own him a little bit, since he is an active member of RIG, and to tell you congratulations, Ryan, and thanks so much for your scholarship. We also wanted to introduce one, as you guys probably remember, we lost Sucheta Nadkarni about a year ago. And so along with Nikolai Faust, who is the current chair of the Behavioral Strategy IG, we talked about starting this award to recognize an outstanding publication on women executive leadership in memory of Sucheta. And so you may have seen the call several months ago, hopefully you did, to recognize a recent refereed journal publication that has the potential to significantly impact our understanding of women in executive leadership. So this call went out very broadly. And if you'll go to the next slide, Mike. The way that we introduced this award was to say that we had 3 main criteria, and any paper that was published in the last 5 years in any journal was eligible to be considered. And so I wanted to take a minute to recognize these outstanding nominees. Oh, okay. First, if you'll go on to the nominees, and then we'll come back to this. Thanks. So these were the 8 papers that ended up being reviewed by our committee of reviewers. And all of these papers met all of the award criteria. And I specifically wanted to note 2 things. One, that there are a number of our own members that are authors in these outstanding nominated papers. So specifically to call out Gwali Chin, Craig Crossland, Orhan Goldikin, Stab Banchment, Bill Judge, Cynthia Clark, Abby Oliver, Ryan Krause, John Busenbark, Matthias Kalm, and Anthea Zhang. But also to note that some of these authors are the ones that nominated these other papers. So it's not just that we have outstanding scholarship coming out of our IG. There's also a great, I'd say, culture and culture of support for one another, and recognizing the outstanding work that one another that we're all doing. So the process that we used to review the papers that were nominated included a committee of 5 random reps at large. So across the behavioral strategy and our IG, we picked 5 random reps at large and asked them to independently rate these 8 outstanding nominees. And they identified 2 finalists. Here are all our outstanding nominees. Thank you. And they identified two finalists from our 8 nominees. First, paper by David Heckman and colleagues that appeared in 2017 AMJ that does diversity valuing behavior results in diminished performance ratings for non-white and female leaders. And reviewers really noted the potential impact and practical policy implications that come out of this publication. And then secondly, the paper by Raina Brands and Isabel Fernandez Mateo, leaning out how negative recruitment experiences shape women's decisions to compete for executive roles. And out of these 2 finalists, if you'll go on to the next slide, we wanted to take a minute to recognize the winner of the inaugural Sucheta Nadkarni Award for Outstanding Publication on Women Executive Leadership, to Raina Brands and Isabel Fernandez Mateo for their paper that appeared in ASQ in 2017. And the reviewers' comments were really glowing about this paper, that this paper shows a particularly intuitive, grounded understanding of the social psychological processes that determine gender diversity, and noted that It's clearly outstanding among proposed papers and the one that most brightly reflects Sucheta's spirit and spark. So really a lot of great scholarship that is looking to continue Sucheta's legacy and find ways that we can honor her memory and continue her passion for advancing women in executive leadership. And so again, we took the time to go over this process because we do want to encourage more IG involvement. We want to be transparent and kind of showcase the different opportunities and ways that you can be involved. So thank you again to all our reviewers, everyone that submitted proposals, our panelists, all of the different roles that you're playing to make SMS possible. And here are just a couple specific calls for involvement that you've seen either in emails and that we're highlighting again today. Please review for us. Please sign up when the call comes out from it'll be Erin next year sending out as the incoming program chair a call for reviewers, and we always need more. You saw our need for emergency reviewers this year, so please be willing to review for our IG. Participate, join us for the Saturday sessions, help organize Sunday sessions, reach out to the leadership team if you're willing to stand for election. For all of these different categories, we rarely have enough respondents. So please self-nominate. If you ever want to be nominated, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to submit the nomination on your behalf if you have that preference. Because we really would like to broaden our involvement and hear from more of you throughout the year. And all of this will be in hopes that we'll be together in person next year in Toronto. So in terms of our election going forward, a bit of transparency about how this process works. You first serve as a rep at large, which is a 2-year term, and you do need to be a rep at large before you can run for the leadership track. And as you've heard from across these different slides, the reps at large have a number of responsibilities that we ask of them. So first, to lead or assist in organizing or running the weekend sessions, so the pre-conference Saturday and Sunday sessions. We thank these folks for stepping in as emergency reviewers and as blind reviewers for supporting the IG awards. The first-year reps support the best reviewer, and the second-year reps support the best paper process. And then once you've served as a rep at large, you are eligible to run for the leadership track, which has now become a 4-year term. The first year you serve as the associate program chair, where you're organizing all of the pre-conference sessions. Then in your second year, you're the program chair, selecting the reviewers. And this is really, there's a great deal of effort that goes into this. So thanks again to Mike for everything he's done in putting this year's program together. So it's seeing all the proposals come in, sending them out, begging for reviewers, getting everybody assigned to their proposals, having all of the reviews come back in, decisioning all of those proposals, and getting all of the feedback out to the individual authors. So a lot of work that goes in, and then subsequently in putting those proposals together in sessions that happens at the SMS level. And then when you serve as the IG chair, like I said, this has been kind of my freebie here, a little more laid back, where I get to organize the business meeting and any other IG activities that can take place. The 4th-year term that, as I mentioned in recognizing Cindy, is a newer position, a newer role, is as Chief Engagement Officer. So thanks to Scott Graffin for stepping into this role this year. It's really focused on recruiting new members and engaging our current members. We have a number of requests that come from SMS office, and while this engagement officer isn't directly involved in conference administration, he or she does a lot to represent our IG and interfacing with the SMS office. So for this year's slate for elections, I want to thank everybody that was willing to serve, their willingness to serve. So first we'll have the associate program chair. It's one position that serves for a 3-year term. As I mentioned, now it's kind of become a 4-year term, and we have 2 candidates that were willing to run for this election, Joe Campbell and David Zhu. So I just wanted, if you guys can unmute yourselves for a second. Joanna, if you're there, and just say hello.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanna Campbell at the University of Cincinnati. I'm your current 2nd-year rep at large. And I have a massive cold, so I'm not going to speak much more.
Thank you so much, Joanna. And also David Zhu, if you'll say hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm David Zhu from Arizona State University. I'm served as the representative for large of this interest group and reviewers, and it's an honor to have the opportunity to serve our community.
All right. Thanks to both of you for your willingness to serve and run for election. As I mentioned, they both previously served as rep at large, which allowed them to see the processes and kind of learn what the leadership track would be like. And so we have a new set of a slate of 6 individuals who are running for first year rep at large, which will be a 2-year term. So if you'll unmute yourselves and just go through. Amanda.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Cowan. I'm at the University of Virginia. It's an honor to be considered for this position and great to see everybody on the call today.
Great, thank you. Queely?
Hello, everyone. My name is Trey Lee. I'm at the University of Texas at Dallas. So I'm happy to run for this position.
Thank you so much. Danny?
Hi, everybody. Danny Gamache at the University of Georgia. Seeing all you here just makes me realize how much I miss seeing you guys, connecting at conferences, and I appreciate and thank you for nominating me for this position.
So true. Thank you. Ling Ling?
Hi, everyone. I'm Ling Pan from the University of Pittsburgh. I feel strong identification with the group, and a lot of friends and colleagues here. I'm very honored to be nominated to run this, and I'll be happy to serve.
Fantastic. Thank you. Oleg?
Hi, my name is Oleg Petrenko. I'm from University of Arkansas. Nice seeing you, everybody, and I'm very excited about running for this position.
Thank you. And Wei?
Hello, everyone. My name is Wei Shi, and I'm from University of Miami. And it's my great honor to have this potential opportunities to serve the governance interest group.
Thank you all so much. And again, you've heard this theme on the call that this is all service. This is all outside work that these folks are willing to do above and beyond the regular service for their universities, and even the reviewing and the things that we ask of our membership. So I want to give a special thanks to everyone who's willing to be on the slate for this year's election. In terms of the timeline, upcoming in November, we'll have online elections taking place. We'll get the results in early December. And then January 1st, 2021, the new leadership term will begin. So we'll have a new set of leaders coming into 2021 and taking us into the next 2 or 3 year term of our leadership track. And so finally, we just wanted to reiterate what Danny just said, that we miss being together this year. Thank you. That we wish that we could all be meeting in person and the opportunities to discuss our scholarship and just to be together in community, that we are all missing that. And we're very hopeful that we'll be able to reconvene in person next year in Toronto, hopefully for 2021, or if not, that we'll be together in person when we return to London the following year. So thank you so much for being a part of our IG, joining us for this business meeting. Please, everyone, stay healthy, take care. Don't hesitate to reach out if any of us can be of assistance to you. And thank you so much.
Thank you for all of your work, everyone. Stay safe.